Welcome to episode number 3 of the I Am Undeniable podcast. I'm your host, Alex Sundar, and I'm here to drop some major fucking bombs and perspective on how to become unbreakable in your mind, body, and soul. In today's episode number 3, I'm going to be talking on my number one tip to become a high value individual. And I'm giving you perspective on like exactly what you need to change, on exactly what you need to shift in order if you become that high value person, right? So if you're excited about it, if you are liking what you're hearing on this podcast, give me a subscribe button and let me know in the comments section. And we are going to begin. So not going to lie, today my body is actually crashing for me. Last week I had a severe allergic reaction. I ended up in the hospital. I had to use my EpiPen and I was on ephedrine, and my body's feeling the side effects from it right now. And but regardless of what happens, when it comes down to my overall health, my allergies, we are here, we are showing up, and we are here to drop value for you guys on today's podcast episode. So welcome to the I Am Undeniable podcast. And today's topic, what I'm actually going to be talking about with you guys, is exactly on how to become high value, how to become a high value individual. Now, what do I mean by high value? Well, I think it's a term that is thrown out a lot on social media nowadays. I got to become high value. You got to become a high value man, especially a high value woman, right? And I think that term gets thrown around unnecessary. I think there's a lot of definitions of what you can define to be a high valued individual. But what I'm actually going to be doing for you today in this podcast episode is I'm not here to tell you what a high value man or woman is. I'm not here to define your own version of what being high value means. But what I'm going to be giving you today is I'm going to be giving you my number one tip so you can start taking the steps, your own personal steps forward, so you can become your own personal high value individual, whatever that looks like in your life. Like the tip I'm going to give you today, it's going to make you better at your job, more money in your business, better in your relationships. You're going to have more confidence in yourself. You're going to be able to take away stuff from this call, from this podcast episode today, where you can actually implement that for yourself and actually start taking aspects to change your mind, body, and soul. So for the first thing, my number one tip, it might seem obvious to some, but for a lot it isn't. And this is why. You got to work on your health and fitness. That is the straight tip. That is my number one tip. You got to get in shape, right? Now, some of you might be coming here like, oh, like Alex, I fucking get it, right? I need to get in shape. But I don't want a six pack. I don't want to be, I'm just not into this. It's not my thing, right? Or maybe you're someone that does work out, right? But that's not what I'm actually getting at here. Now, I'm a big believer in how you do one thing is how you do everything. And there was this fitness influencer years and years ago. He's passed away now, rest in peace. His name was Greg Platt. And he was probably my inspiration when it came to fitness. And he really talked about a lot of this stuff and really kind of influenced my train of thought and my thinking, right? Your health, your fitness is the foundation on how your day goes. It is the foundation on how you act within your business, within your job. It is your foundation on how you act within your relationship. Because you guys got to look at it this way. If you can't take care of yourselves, if you can't be in shape, if you can't be healthy, how can you take care of your partner, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your wife, your husband, your kids, right? How can you make more money at your job to serve those people around you? You just can't, right? So being in shape is super important. And a lot of that gets like tied up into being like, oh man, like being in shape gets looked down upon a lot. But I think it's because a lot of people don't have the perspective of what being in shape really means, about what being healthy means, about creating a person of value means. And that's the fault of today's society, right? That's the fault of like what's going on in the world right now. Like it's normal to be obese. It's normal to eat super unhealthy. It's normal not to have confidence in yourself. You should love yourself for the way you look. I get that jazz. But if you want to make actionable change in your life, if you want to get better relationships, if you want to make more income, if you want to progress in the right areas where you want to see success, you got to increase your value as a human being, right? It's all about relationships. Your direct relationship to the world, to your friends, to your family, to your kids, to your job, it's directly tied to the relationship with yourself. And if you can start taking action and start actually what I call healing different parts of who you are as a person, well, you're automatically going to increase your value as a human being. You're automatically going to increase your value, which is going to increase the value in your relationships, in your job, and how much income you're making, and the way you show up. And heck, you might increase your confidence, overall happiness as well. So you should be, your pursuit should be working out. Your pursuit should be trying every day to eat better, sleep better. Might not be perfect every single time, but it's in the right pursuit, in the right direction of trying to make that happen. So I'm going to give you guys a couple action tips of what you can actually do to lose body fat, get in better shape, hit the gym up, and actually see that progress. So my tip number one, right? We're going to increase your value as a person. You got to start eating good. You got to start eating healthier, right? I would definitely recommend you start consuming protein every single day, right? In all various sources, whether it's animal protein or something else, every meal that you eat should include a protein source. That's number one, right? Eat your protein. Super good. Number two is I will cut out, not reduce. Not cut out, but I would reduce the amount of processed foods you're eating every single day. A lot of those processed foods are probably putting you in a caloric surplus, which is making you feel like garbage, which is not giving you energy. It's not getting you get closer to your health and fitness goals. Number three, start drinking more water. Your body is made up of 70% water, right? And the more hydrated you can be, the better you're overall going to feel. And lastly, start hitting the gym. Go to the gym. I would recommend about 3 to 4 times per week. You don't typically need anything more than that for the average person. But if you start going to the gym 3 to 4 times per week, start lifting weights, start walking, you are going to see progression in the right area, right? You're going to feel better. You're going to start to feel amazing, right? It's not going to happen overnight, but it's like a direction where you can actually increase your high value, your high status as a person. But in order to do that, you got to start taking the action steps that are going to take it. It's not going to be perfect. You might mess up your diet here and there. You might mess up your workouts here and there. It's not meant to be perfect when it comes to increasing your value as a human being. But it's going to give you the direction that you need to start making steps. You just need to take one step first to make some changes, one step to make that happen. Now, if you are completely stuck on exactly the direction that you need to go in, I want you to shoot me a DM on my Instagram, Alex Sundar Fit. My last name is technically Sundar, but no one can pronounce it right. Alex Sundar Fit, right? And I want you to DM me ebook. If you DM me ebook, I will give you a free ebook on how to lose your first 10 to 20 pounds. It includes a macro calculator, includes how many times you could go to the gym, mindful stuff, but it's going to give you tools that are going to allow you to go into the direction that you absolutely need. So if you want to increase your value as a person, you got to start going to the gym. You got to start taking action. So thank you so much. Hope you guys got a lot of value out of this. And if you like this podcast episode, click that subscribe button and we'll see you tomorrow.